This is SNN Science. This video is about motion. How can you tell that my feet are moving? Watch carefully. If you guessed my surroundings, you were right. You see, now I'm passing the hose. As the surroundings change, you can tell that my feet must be moving. But if my surroundings look exactly the same, for example, if you don't see the grass moving at all, then my feet must be staying still. Doesn't it look a little bit like I'm staying still? That's because the sky doesn't really have anything to change. It's just blue. However, you can tell that I'm moving by the trees. The trees aren't staying where they were before. In this case, the trees would be my reference point, or frame of reference. There are many types of motion, but there are only three main ones. These are the ones that we're going to learn today. The first type is when an object moves in a straight line. Or at least a somewhat straight line. This is called translational motion. The second type of motion is circular motion, when an object moves around a central point, like I'm going to demonstrate right now. This is a baseball bat, this is me, and I'm going to move around it. This happens to be a very, very small baseball bat. Oh boy, circular motion can make people feel very dizzy. The third type of motion is vibrational motion, when an object moves back and forth. You can picture something vibrating, or a dog wagging its tail, or a violin string moving back and forth, or this twig. Isaac Newton created 3 laws about motion. Here's the first one. It states that an object in rest remains at rest, and an object in motion remains in motion, and is acted on by an outside force. Let's talk about the first part of that law. You see, this object is at rest, which means that it's not moving. Well, let's see. It's still not moving. And a little while later, it's still not moving. If we walk away and look at the view, and then come back, it's still not moving. That's what he means, that an object at rest remains at rest. However, there is the other parts of Isaac Newton's law. It is that an object at rest remains at rest unless acted on by an outside force. Let's test some of these forces out. That force could be gravity. I am holding the ball right now, but when I let go of it, gravity will make it move downwards towards the center of the earth. That force could also be me using a baseball bat. Now let's talk about the other part of Isaac Newton's first law, that an object in motion remains in motion. Now remember, if it's acted on by an outside force, then it's not really gonna stay moving. One of these forces can be gravity. You see, if I throw this ball, it's not gonna go on forever. Gravity is gonna make it land with a thud. Whee! Thud. It could also be stopped by friction. This is a force, of course, that opposes motion. For example, if I throw a ball, the grass is gonna, well, make it stop. Let's test out friction. Here's the ball, and I'm gonna roll it along the grass. It goes on and it stops. That's friction. There are three main types of friction. One is sliding friction. For example, my two hands. They slide against each other. You saw that with the ball in the grass. The ball rolled over the grass, or slided over the grass, and eventually it stopped. Also, there is rolling friction. As you can see, the ball rolls over my hand. The third type of friction is static friction, which is the reason why I am sitting on the ground and not going all the way through the earth. It's when one object hits another. Like my hand is going. This is static friction. The other hand stopped it.